Shalom Chavrim. I'm Steve Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. Breaking news coming out of the Middle East. It is a whirlwind of information that is happening right now on the ground inside of Israel as well as in Syria. And don't know exactly which way it's going to go. Let me first, before I go into Russia and Syria have targeted their airstrikes, which targeted communication jamming systems that were installed by Israeli-backed militants in Tel al-Harar, west of Dada countryside. To kind of give you a bird's eye view where that's located here on the map and behind us. We have the Golan right here, the Sea of Galilee. We have up in this area here, you don't see it on the map, but there's Quneitra right up in here. Al-Harara is, of course, way up here. They're saying Dada, but Al-Harar is the group that is actually deployed at somewhere in here. So I don't know if they're talking about Dada, this location right here, that the Israeli jamming equipment has been placed. Let me look at that again. A lot of things happening too. In Tel al-Harara, west Dada countryside. Geez, it's hard to determine if they're seriously talking about that the Israelis, the al-Harar is way up here. Dada's down here. They're about, I'd say about 50 kilometers apart is what they're apart there. But this from the border of Israel and the Golan there is only about 20, 25 kilometers to Dada. So I'm not sure exactly, because they're saying Dada, they're saying Al-Harara. So I don't really know what's going on as of yet. But Russia and Syria targeted this. This is the video footage that we're seeing here. And we're also getting reports. Let me just see what they're doing anything on this here. Let me get rid of their music. I don't need the music there. But this is where they're going to be. Now, I can actually examine satellite footage here and probably find out exactly where this is located at to see. But Russia and Syria have targeted Israeli radio jamming equipment put inside of Syria. All right, now, this could be a major game changer. Let me tell you why. Also being reported right now, this is on Hal Turner radio show. He's put up here on his website here, Trump and Pence cancel Jerusalem trip for U.S. Embassy opening. Very ominous words from Israeli leaders. What's that all about? All right, don't know yet. Not really sure. We also have over, let's see, jump over right here. Michael Horowitz has posted this here from yesterday. The IDF multi-launch rocket system, MLRS, deployed in the Golan, Israel, next to Syria there. Then we have several other things that are coming out. We have the minister warns Israel could kill Assad if he lets Iran attack from Syria. You know, that's kind of troubling to me, that President Assad is the guy that they want to attack when it's obvious the man has very little control over his own country. He's been at the mercy of Russia and Iran in helping to defeat ISIS, who was created by Barack Hussein Obama. Okay, so it's just very troubling that this would even happen to begin with. All right, so that I just hate seeing Assad being the guy that always gets accused for everything. All right, now Israel is saying though that that the Iranians, let me see, it's over here on RT, that they're accusing Iranians of deploying very dangerous weapons in Syria. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accused Iran of deploying very dangerous weapons in Syria. This came out today on RT News. He told reporters during a visit to Cyprus on Tuesday that Tehran openly calls daily for the destruction, the elimination of Israel from the face of the earth, and practices unmitigated aggression against us. Iran is now seeking to plant very dangerous weapons in Syria for the specific purpose of our destruction, Netanyahu said. Netanyahu will meet Russian President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, in Moscow to discuss regional issues. The Israeli Prime Minister office said in a statement on Saturday. Now the question is Israel going to do like the United States did, where the U.S. was saying they were waiting for the OPCW to collect the evidence of the supposed chlorine gas attack over in Duma, but instead decided to bomb the region instead of even collecting the evidence, only to discover later there is no evidence. Will Israel say they're going to meet President Putin, but yet turn around and strike inside of Syria to begin with? I can tell you now, if Syria gets struck, Syria is it's not just going to be the Iranians that the Israelis are going to target. They're going to target the Syrian military as well. I think the New World Order has had just about enough. They're sick and tired of waiting, and they're going to try to take out everybody. And for the President of the United States, if it is true, the Hal Turner show is correct in saying that Trump and Pence have canceled the Jerusalem trip for the U.S. Embassy opening, then it's no doubt a case of war. And it's going to be a war with Iran. Unfortunately, Syria is going to get dragged into this. Is Prime Minister Netanyahu trying to meet with Putin to let him know either back off or get bombed with him? I don't know what the answer is going to be. I really don't know. And, Netanyahu and the Defense Minister Lieberman of Israel now have the full ability to act with no impunity whatsoever. They can do war anytime they want. Even a new article came out before the Knesset. This was the Minister Benay, as well as Prime Minister Netanyahu, pushing to limit the Supreme Court of Israel's power to where the Knesset members can override their power. Something's changing majorly in Israel. And I'm very concerned about this. You want to talk about all nations coming against Israel. Well, our own government is setting that scenario up with our actions. And it's very sad to see, because I know that there are many Israelis that would not support just going to war. But then again, we're always duped down, given a bunch of lies to make it look that way. And I can't help but believe that they want to force Russia into a war here in order to make it look like Gog of Magog, and it's really Russia. Jeez. Very, very, very troubling. This is what we're seeing right now, guys, and I don't know which way it's going to go. On worldtribune.com, Israel warns Assad allowing Iran attacks from Syria would be the end of his regime. Syrian President Bashar Assad will be held responsible for any attacks on Israel carried out by Iran from Syrian territory, Israeli Energy Minister Yuval Steintz warned. If Assad allows Iran to turn Syria into a military base against the U.S. and attack us on Syrian soil, he must know that it is an end and the end of his regime, and he will not remain ruler of Syria or president of Syria, Stein said at a May 7th interview with the Israeli newspaper Yedioth. I think that was the objective of Israel and the United States to start with. You wanted him overthrown. So I don't think it's anything new. It's just now that Iran has become more of the issue that is before us, we're going to now just target Assad. Have you ever thought of the logic of this? I could understand if Bashar al-Assad was openly still fully in control of his country, and then he's allowing Iran to make a strike on Israel. But this man has very, very little ability to control anything that goes on inside of his border. You have the United States there, you have the French there, the Germans there, Russia's there, Iran is there, Hezbollah is there. Every nation under the sun practically is in Syria. And Assad would rather most of them not be there. And in fact, let me tell you something. Had the United States, and including Israel, not been backing all these jihadists, and the Saudis as well, backing all these jihadists over there in Israel, this civil war would have ended long ago. In fact, it would come to an end within a week. And Iran wouldn't even be in Syria. Russia would have no need of Iran helping Syria try to defeat ISIS either. Just get all the idiots out of there that are stirring the whole mess up. You know, tonight we're going to go into this issue that I was talking about yesterday. You're going to see, I mean, we have had practically every prime minister of Israel has been a Vatican puppet. And that's the facts. That's just the flat facts. All right, tonight live. Listen, we're going to probably, what time is it anyway? It is 7:30 here in the Czech Republic, 8:30 p.m. in Israel. War could easily break out tonight. I don't really know what's going to happen, guys. We're going to be watching this close. We'll come on 10:30 p.m. Prague time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Guys, be ready. Don't know what's going to happen. Listen, the sister that we have that pops in here from time to time that is in Tehran, I really would appreciate. You can email me, sis, at stephenbenoon@gmail.com. Or if you happen to catch us a little bit later, let me know what is going on in Iran. What if you know anything that's being said there? And I don't want to put you on the spot. Don't want to put you in a situation to where it would endanger your life there. But nonetheless, what's the word on the street in Iran? And if you'd like to come on Israeli News Live, I'd love to have you on as well to talk about what's going on in Iran. I do know that she uses well, I won't say what she does to be able to watch our broadcast, but she watches from Tehran. Tracy, yes, sister. So I don't know if it's safe for you to come on Israeli News Live or not, but I would love to know what's going on in Iran. How does the Iran government view what's happening here? Is Iran planning on trying to strike Israel? I mean, I realize these are military things that, I'm sure that Iran's not going to tell the general public, but you just never know what's going on. And, I'm just curious because it seems to me that the prime minister of Israel is trying to drag Iran into a war. And I do realize there has been many, many occasions where Iran has threatened to wipe Israel off the map. But, Israel's also constantly threatening to bombard Iran as well. They talk about nuclear weapons. Well, Israel has estimated 80 nuclear warheads. And by the way, I don't know if you guys are aware or not. I'll probably bring this out tonight anyway. Are you aware of how we obtained our nuclear weapons in Israel? Most people are not. Barry Chamish did an in-depth investigative report on this. All right. And when he did the in-depth report, Barry Chamish found out that Shimon Peres was the very one that lobbied for the nuclear power plant so that Israel could make its own nuclear weapons. All right. And in doing so, what he did is the only way that they would agree to give the nuclear power plant is for the Israelis to test children to their how they would react to radiation exposure. And there is a big thing that happened in Israel. And Shimon Peres made sure that the children from the schools, only the Sephardic children, were being tested so that the United States could collect the evidence of how this worked. They're called the ringworm children. Look up Barry Chamish ringworm children, and you can see just how sinister Shimon Peres was in helping Israel to get atomic weapons into the country. Very, very troubling indeed. And, there's a lot of sinister things that have been happening over the years there. And so very troubling to me. Very, very troubling to me. And, but anyway, right now, guys, yes, we are in Prague, Czech Republic. And, but we're trying to keep an eye out on what is going on here. And again, Israel defending themselves against their enemies. I respect that and I understand that, because Israel is a very tiny country and there are threats out there. And no doubt Iran is a threat, as well as Hezbollah. It's always been a threat. I realize that. I get that. But I just can't help but wonder if this is not part of a New World Order agenda, is what it really is all about. And that's where the issue comes in for me. Join us tonight. The traitors of Israel, those that have betrayed the state of Israel. We're going to be talking about that tonight. It's going to blow your mind away. And I'll tell you something. It's Israelis that I'm going to be quoting for you. It'll be the people that have been either born in Israel, raised in Israel. Barry Chamish, former IDF, fought in the war against Hezbollah. We'll be talking about Dr. Stern as well. Her insights and information has been shared, and many, many other things. So many that have really come out and revealed a lot of information that's happened there. So join us tonight on that. 10:30 p.m. Prague time. I believe that is 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Shalom, guys. Thank you.